In this video we're going to preview the Heavy Intercessors, we'll have a look at their weapons and discuss chapter tactics. Hello, welcome to Planet 40k, I'm Eugenio and today I thought we'd talk about the new Heavy Intercessor squad. There's been a lot of reaction to their announcement in the community, with a lot of people feeling this unit might break the game. I guess it's understandable, as this squad does seem to stand on Death Guard toes and make Space Marines even more well-rounded. I'm still on the fence as to my feelings on how this unit will impact the game, as there's still a lot to be revealed with the new codexes. If I put my Space Marine goggles on, I think this unit's pretty awesome. So they're a troops choice, and you can have between 5 and 10 in the squad. They're power level 7 for 5 and power level 14 for 6 and over. We're probably going to have to wait for the codex to find out their points cost, but I'd expect them to be around 30 points each. Their stat line is movement 5, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership 7 and a 3+ save, and the sergeant has 3 attacks and leadership 8. They've got the Angels of Death ability, which if you're new to Space Marines is an umbrella for 3 abilities. We'll have to see if there are any changes to this when the codex comes out next month. But for now, we've got And They Shall Know No Fear, which allows you to reroll failed morale tests. Shock Assault, which gives you +1 attack in any phase in which the unit made a charge move, was charged, or performed a heroic intervention. And lastly, Bolted Discipline, which allows rapid-fire bolt weapons to make double attacks if they are one of 3 options. It's within half range of the weapon's maximum, so it'll be 18 for the heavy bolt rifle, which we're about to look at. If they're an infantry unit and every model remains stationary in the movement phase, or if they're a Terminator, Biker, Centurion, Dreadnought, or Hellbrute, so that doesn't really apply to these guys. The last ability is Combat Squads, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware of. It allows a unit of 10 to be split into 2 units of 5 during deployment before any units have set up. So this is a nice option since they can be taken in squads of 10. Each model comes armed with a bolt pistol, heavy bolt rifle and frag and crack grenades. The heavy bolt rifle is range 36, rapid fire 1, strength 5, -1 AP and 1 damage. It's got a very good range for a rapid fire weapon, especially when you consider the smaller board sizes in 9th edition. Strength 5 is good for most infantry units you're going to face, so 3s to wound against toughness 4 units and 4s to wound against toughness 5 units. The AP -1 is nice, although it is pretty standard for Primaris units these days. Bolted Discipline is a good reason to take the heavy bolt rifle. With its range 36, I'd expect to make good use of Bolted Discipline throughout the game. You've also got the option of upgrading one model's heavy bolt rifle to a heavy bolter for every 5 models in the unit, so you can take 2 for a 10-man squad. The heavy bolter is range 36, heavy 3, strength 5, -1 AP and 2 damage now with the new rules. So I like the new 2 damage for the heavy bolter. I feel the change kind of better matches the weapon's look and size. From a rules perspective, it's nice for taking out 2 wound models like the regular Space Marines. If you don't upgrade to the heavy bolter, you can choose to replace all your heavy bolt rifles with the Executor bolt rifle. So it's range 42 inches, heavy 1, strength 5, -2 AP and 2 damage. So with its range and it being a heavy weapon, this would be a good weapon to take if you're planning to plant yourself on an objective in your deployment zone, say. Loving the AP -2 and the 2 damage on the gun. Very good for taking out mid-toughness targets with a decent save and more than 1 wound. Again, perfect for targeting Space Marines. So like the heavy bolter, I think you can replace 1 Executor bolt rifle for the Executor heavy bolter for every 5 models in the unit. However, the reason I said I think so is because there's a typo in the datasheet they previewed. So it actually says you can replace 1 Heavy Intercessors Stalker bolt rifle for an Executor heavy bolter. So I reckon this is a typo. If there's something I'm missing, please let me know in the comments. The Executor heavy bolter is range 42, heavy 2, strength 5, -2 AP and 3 damage. So this is a nice upgrade on the Executor bolt rifle. An extra shot and damage 3 is very good. It looks like the weapon will be good for targeting a lot of the new 3-wound Space Marine models, so like the Eradicators or Blade Guard veterans, as well as the Heavy Intercessors themselves on your opponent's side. So the last weapon types are the Hellstorm bolt rifle and the Hellstorm heavy bolter. So like the Executor bolt rifle, you can choose to replace all your heavy bolt rifles with Hellstorm bolt rifles as long as you haven't taken the heavy bolter upgrade. The Hellstorm bolt rifle is range 30 inches, it's assault 3, strength 5, 0 AP and 1 damage. So being an assault weapon, the Hellstorm bolt rifle gives you the option to get around the board quicker while still being able to fire. The assault 3 is pretty good, giving a unit of 15 shots. While its strength 5 is on par with other options, it doesn't have AP value and the damage is only 1. It's also only range 30 inches compared with the heavy bolt rifle at 36 inches and the Executor bolt rifle at 42 inches. That being said, it will do a good job against hordes of orcs or tyranids, for example, who don't have the best save and hopefully will stay at 1 wound each. Also, 30-inch range is still a decent amount, especially if you've got hordes coming towards you or you want to play these guys further up the board. Like the heavy bolt rifle and the Executor bolt rifle, you're able to upgrade 1 model for every 5 in the unit from a Hellstorm bolt rifle to a Hellstorm heavy bolter. It's range 30 inches, heavy 4, strength 5, 0 AP and 2 damage. So you're getting a good amount of shots with the gun at strength 5 and 2 damage. However, I feel adding the heavy weapon is at odds with the Hellstorm bolt rifle, giving you the ability to get around the board more quickly. Without the points cost of these guns, it's hard to tell which option is best. I think it's clear that the Executor guns will cost the most points and the Hellstorm guns will be the cheapest, with the heavy bolt rifle and heavy bolter option in the middle. I think there are reasons to take each gun depending on your strategy and the type of opponent you normally face. I'm hoping the Hellstorm option brings the cost of the unit down, so you're mainly taking them for their resilience and the ability to hold objectives, while also getting a decent number of shots with them. I expect the Executor option to be more expensive. While you only get 1 shot with the rifle and you're hampered with it being a heavy weapon, it does pack a punch with good AP and damage output. It would be good to camp on an objective in your deployment zone and snipe at targets with the 42 range. I think the price will play a big part in making this a viable option. Lastly, I think the heavy bolt rifle and its heavy bolter upgrade is the safe option. I expect it to be the middle points wise, and the guns are a nice middle ground between the Executor and the Hellstorm options. The Heavy Intercessors should work well with most chapters, but will obviously favour chapters that buff shooting and make them more resilient. We're still waiting on the codex for the exact chapter tactics, but from the stuff I've seen leaked online, I'd say that Dark Angels look to be a good fit. They're supposed to be getting +1 to hit if they didn't move, and as you're probably going to be sitting them on objectives, this is a nice one to have. In a White Scars army, you could arm them with the Hellstorm bolt rifle and benefit from advancing without the hit roll penalty. This would negate their slow movement and is great for getting them around the board, so a possible 11-inch move and the ability to shoot normally with a unit of this toughness is pretty good. Lastly, the Iron Hands 6+ Feel No Pain makes these guys even more resilient. It would be really annoying for your opponent to get through a squad of these guys without committing a decent amount of firepower to it. So those are my picks for the chapters, but do take these with a pinch of salt until we see the codex. There are other good fits out there too, so let me know your favourites in the comments. I think the Heavy Assault Intercessors really add another string to the Space Marine bow and give them an option to have a Death Guard type army that's really hard to break down. You can have an All Gravis army now with these guys and a bunch of Eradicators, say, and it would be pretty hard to deal with. I think a lot will depend on what the points costs are like for these guys. For the sake of the game, I hope they're not too cheap. Any kind of option that would make them around 25 points would be really scary. So I'm hoping they're kept a little closer to 30 points or over. I guess we don't have to wait long to find out. We're planning to do full reviews and tactics videos once the codex is released, so keep an eye out for that. So do let me know in the comments what you think of the Heavy Intercessors and what it might mean for the game. Are you worried about them being too powerful? If you enjoyed the video and would like to help the channel, please click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notifications to be notified when we post a video. We've also got a new Twitter account, so add us on there if you're into Twitter. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next one.